the Man Cave. I'm Jan Michael, and he's the Deacon. And this is the Man Cave. This is the show that asks the question that defines modern man. And today we're going to look at Lebron versus Michael. We're going to look at Sanger and Eugenics. I can't read that.
Eugenics.
I can't. It's just that. We're going to also talk about our favorite fishing movie. And we're going to talk about GK Chesterton and then maybe take some questions from the fans.
Yes, they'll have to just line up, like hundreds of them are lining up around the world right now, just waiting with their finger on the button to fast dial us. Yeah, they have us on speed dial, I hear.
Yeah, we have a lot of fans. So what'd you do this morning? Anything interesting?
I got up, put one foot on the floor and decided it was too cold, and I got back under the covers. And then finally the darn alarm went off, and I was forced out of bed by my conscience.
Well, at least you had an alarm. Brad called me because I was late.
So,
but it's good to have you. Let's get started, Brad. What do you got first?
Jan.
Sir.
It is the finals. Who do you want? Michael or LeBron?
Don't even have to give this a thought, Deke. Michael Jordan all the way. LeBron James, good player. He's great at what he does, got good skills, but he's not the leader Michael is. Michael won a bunch of NBA championships, had good talent around him, but I don't know if LeBron could touch Michael Jordan when it comes to basketball. What do you think?
about basketball?
I knew this. I was reaching out there.
I thought it was great that people could make a living in their underwear throwing a leather sphere through a metal circle.
I've never heard it in such simplistic terms. But so then you'd agree with me that Michael's probably better than LeBron throwing the leather spherical through the net with their underwear.
When it comes to basketball, I will agree with you on anything.
Sweet. What's the next question, Brad?
Okay, the next question is, right Deacon, our society has tended towards a culture of death. What philosopher would you attribute this movement towards?
I don't know if I'd dignify her with a philosopher, but she did build on a lot of other stuff that was going on before her and around her. A lady called Margaret Sanger, the lady,
is that with an A?
Yeah, the lady that Planned
Sanger.
Parenthood doesn't want you to really think about too much. But she was affected by a little movement called Eugenics, which essentially says that some people are more apt and better suited to reproduce themselves than others, that we need to keep down the weeds in the garden of mankind. And Margaret Sanger was an outright racist. Yeah. There were just some people that were better than other people, and we need to do everything we can to keep those people that are not quite as good as us from populating the earth.
And what's this eugenetics?
Eugenics. It
Eugenics.
means good birth.
Oh,
Literally,
okay.
It's a Greek word, like all good words are Greek, of course. But
Are you Greek?
how'd you ever guess?
I just took a stab in the dark.
Well, you hit my heart when you stabbed, and yes, I am.
I'm so glad you're here to go through all the hard stuff because I don't know what any of this stuff means
But
sometimes.
Margaret she was influenced by the people that you may have heard of, the Nazis. The ones that killed millions of Jews.
I've read a few articles.
And what they call mental defectives and gypsies and people who they thought weren't up to the same standards of human beings as they were, and she was right in that mode. Yep.
Good thing she's not a guest on our set right now.
Oh.
Brad, can we lighten this up with another question?
Yes, Jan.
Sir.
Tell me, what is one movie that every man should see?
Well, every man should see. Did you ever see Finding Nemo?
Yeah, I did, believe it or not, even though it's kind of a kid's show, but it's a good.
I think Finding Nemo's a good one every man should see. It kind of has a little Disney in it, make you feel like a kid again kind of thing, and really teaches you how to really fish. I mean, it's almost like an educational video for fishing because I had a real hard time trying to learn fishing, and I just haven't found any really good friends to teach me how to fish.
Nemo as a fishing
Sure,
show?
I mean, it's got fish, it's got a
fish.
snorkeler, it's got a dentist.
Yeah, they're people dressed up as fish. That's all it is, man. It's really about parenting.
Oh, well,
yeah, it is.
it's a clownfish with a...
Yeah, but it's a guy fish that actually cares about his kid and goes looking for his kid. Yeah.
I don't think too deep when it comes to the Disney movies like that.
Well,
it's a fish that got lost, and there's a turtle.
This was a deep sea fish, so you got to think deep when you look at it. Yeah.
The dentist scared me. It was in Australia. Wasn't it amazing that none of the fish had an Australian accent?
Yeah, it was kind of amazing. You know, you wonder what school they went to. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, good point, because I always thought, now when it comes to schools of fish, do you think there's different schools of thought that they have when they're under the water there? Or they're all just grasping for air?
Some of them are shallow schools of fish, and some of them are deeper schools of fish. Yeah, there's a whole ocean out there of fish, you know. And
I'd like to thank you. I'm never going to watch Finding Nemo the same ever again. Thanks, Deke.
Anytime, kid.
Appreciate it. Brad, what do you got next?
So just a couple of corrections here.
Oh, here we go.
Clownfish are not deep sea; they are coral reef fish. And we kind of thought that like guy movies would be like Scarface, Godfather.
Brad, just to clarify, the only reason why I considered a man show is because when we went fishing the first time with my friend, we watched Nemo, and since there was two guys watching Nemo, I considered it a guy's movie because he thought that would be a good way to introduce me to fishing. Now you know why I'm looking for another instructor.
Yeah, I can see that if this nameless friend is the one I'm thinking of, the theoretical fisherman, right? Yeah.
Let's talk some Chesterton.
Okay, Deacon.
Yes.
What's one book every man should read?
Well, he gave away the author, so I'll have to give you the title. GK Chesterton's Orthodoxy. Well,
see, this just isn't a pretty face here.
Yeah.
Help you out here.
GK Chesterton wrote enough books to fill a small library, but Orthodoxy is probably a good one to think about. It essentially says that finding truth requires a little bit of work. And finding truth also requires some source of truth. That you can't create truth out of nothing. That there is truth to be found. And that there are a lot of things, of course, that want to drag us in either direction. But truth kind of has an element of common sense in it. And it sits in the middle. Odds are if you're going off to one side or the other, you're probably going in the wrong direction. In fact, Chesterton's famous image of orthodoxy, which means right teaching, fancy Greek word, of course, that means right teaching, was that it's like this chariot, this runaway carriage that's running over this rocky, bumpy road with the deep fall off on either side. And orthodoxy is kind of like the guy with the reins. He's pulling the horses. They go too far to the left, they're going to fall off. They go too far to the right. And he's the one, or the orthodoxy keeps the chariot, the carriage straight on the path and prevents it from falling off either side.
Now, the big question I have is there a Cliff's Notes version?
I'm afraid not. Not
Okay.
that I know of.
Well, I might have to pass on reading that one, but every man should read.
Well, yeah, you could read a lot of short stuff that Chesterton. I don't know
good.
if I'd want to start with orthodoxy, but it's probably as good a work as any.
Well, good. Well, I think we got some questions answered from our few fans. So, Brad, do we have any fan questions?
Yes, we have a fan question from Arizona.
Sweet.
John.
John from Arizona. What do you got?
John wants to know about the jersey on the wall. He says, Jan, Michael, can you explain the Manchester jersey on the wall behind you? What is that from?
Just the Manchester one. This one here was back in the day when I was a lot younger. This was actually the jersey I wore playing baseball in high school. And it was my jersey. I picked the number 72 because my idol was Carlton Fisk, great catcher for the Chicago White Sox. And you remember that was him, and that was my inspiration. And I was a catcher, so I picked his name, number 72. And jersey up here, the USA jersey I wore in Paris when I played baseball over in France. So I did a lot of baseball when I was younger.
Why did I see? I didn't even know he was a catcher, but I'm looking at the way this man's built. He's built like a catcher.
Yeah, I was too slow for the outfield. Yeah, they didn't do that. So, but yeah, that's where they came from. So yeah, that was my former life. But it was good to see you again, Deke. This is the end of our show for today. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us at Man vs. Cave. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe, like, and share us, and click all the right buttons to make sure you get everyone else to watch our show, and check us out when our other shows air. And thanks for watching, and Deke, it was good to see you again.
Same here.
Enjoy.
Okay.